same block. The commercial vehicles, I know I send a text message to Gabe directly, and that's what something I do because we live on the same block and I do see it. But I do see that some people are parking their commercial vehicles and then they only park for 6 hours and leave. I don't know how we can address that, but I don't know how, but we're gonna figure out that. I hate to bring that up, but I do see that they're parking for. It's not all night, but it's like from 10 to 3. We know you're not doing work there, so I kind of got that. So I'm gonna make sure that's in there. If that's the same concern, I was gonna say clocks. I know what it is.
That was one for that right now.
Cool. Anyone else on first row?
Can I ride?
Oh, sorry, first row. We're on one row at a time.
Okay,
Sorry.
All right, so he touched on. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm finished.
Oh, okay.
What's your name?
My name is Ian Gibson. I live at 9 Clarendon Drive.
Okay.
So you already know the issues that we have. However, I do agree that we should have the parking permit. It's no reason why one home has 5 or 6 cars on the block.
Yeah.
They can be broken down and they'll sit there somewhere. To me, I was born and raised out garden. I ain't never seen it like this. And I know, like you said, the pandemic hit and everything went, but the amount of money that went through this people's hands, there's cars everywhere. To the point where, like he said, you turn it on the block and you could hit someone. They're parking on the corners, and it's not one time a week, it's every night. You're coming around the corner and there's cars everywhere. The commercial vehicles, there's no, I don't even understand, you said 6 hours. If you park in your car, put your car on the street, not the commercial vehicle. Because it's bigger, why would you leave it out there? Furthermore, my husband had a business like this. We were told specifically not to have a commercial vehicle on Darby Street. However, it's a red truck that sits on McDavid all the time. But we were sold.
Where at?
Oh, I took a picture. I don't play
Right
that.
across from the trash can.
On the day, where they're
They
doing
keep
it.
telling me, don't bring my
Come out,
truck
make a right. It's right here.
Oh, well, do you know what kind of?
It's a
well,
red
can
truck.
you-
It's just a
after this,
semi-truck.
can you make sure you put me aside? Let me know. Actually, in fact, talk to Chief Gabe about that.
All right, because I don't know how somebody misses it. It's literally you come out, make a
Well-
right, it's right there. Every time. It's a
On
red
McDavid.
semi-truck.
It's parked,
That's
it's
it.
the truck parked
You know that
right
green building right there?
It's right across,
That
it's
green
right before
countertop
the
building?
Yeah, I don't drive this thing for work, so it's kind of like, so when I walk out, I drive
That's how
out,
you come
I don't
out
see
there
it.
onto
So
the
it
ridge,
is-
you make a right, that's that granite building right there.
Yep.
That red truck sits there.
I
Multiple
got you.
times since we had our business license.
Yes,
And I think it is like unsafe because the kids, the school buses that come through this, it shouldn't be there, it's too big. But,
Yeah, you got that?
I'm aware of that.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
it's what's there.
I do remember that too. Those are things we need to address because that's where we, as neighbors, we got to start communicating with that because I honestly didn't know that.
But you know something, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna say for all adults, I can't believe that nobody's seen it.
Well, I'm not saying no one. I'm saying this is just, I can only speak for myself.
No, I'm just
I
saying
can't
in
speak for
general,
anybody else.
but if you guys, if we are gonna be firm about things, especially when it comes to parking ordinances, when you have the new businesses trying to start up, you gotta be mindful when you say, oh, don't park.
Oh,
You guys are doing it
absolutely.
anyway.
That's the reason why
Yeah.
trust me, look, when you look me in the face and tell you, it's going to get addressed. It's going to get addressed. I mean, we're not going to go towards, but we do have it. I'm going to speak to the ordinances too that's already in place. If the car is parked there, it is 72 hours. It gets sticker. Am I correct?
72 hours.
72 hours. That we can't just go and just tow someone's car because they were parked for 5
Right. No,
minutes.
I understand
It
that.
just doesn't. But this is things that we want to address in these ordinances too. Because again, that 6 hours, go back to that 6 hours, it's not fair to me as you park in a semi for 6 hours and you go to work. I got a problem with that. Like I'm just for me as being a councilman, I got a big problem with that. So that's things that's not in the ordinances that's going to get addressed. That's the reason why I wanted to do that.
Because it's not just, it doesn't just affect the normal cars, it's the buses too. We just had a school bus hit someone's car because they're parking on corners.
Plus hit my car too. It can
Yeah,
right on my
because they're
car.
parking on the
Yeah.
corners, so, I mean, that's another thing. Then, but we're only talking about parking, right?
Yes.
I got a list.
I know. Yeah, I know. I mean, but you know what? I should have said this
It's
up
my
front.
first time, so,
When I got on council, that was one of the first things, especially because you live right here. I live right on the
I
side.
know you live there.
So it's, you know what it is around there. Parking is it's ridiculous. And it's, so the way I said, you know what, when I set out on a mission, I'm gonna go do this mission. and get a decent parking ordinance for all of us. That's the whole
We
point.
need that.
That's the whole point. Well, there's other stuff, we can definitely address that later. Was that it, or no?
For me, yeah.
How you doing? My name is Andre Gibson. As far as the stuff with the trucks, is like, cause that was a main topic for me, because I've been told numerous times, don't even bring it out here unless I'm making a delivery out here. Like my wife said, it's the trucks is parked all around. I was just seeing that red truck on the day. There's other people that bring these semis out here too, but they would like basically, kept telling me, and I had never even set the truck out here on none of the streets.
You know, when
I
you
parked my truck
when you see that, can you email me directly too? Because I'm gonna give you my email if you guys want. Because again, I can't see everything. We gotta use all of our eyes to stop this stuff. Because I can't hold them accountable if they don't see it. I mean, they're doing other stuff too. That's not what they're doing all day long. They don't know if it's been there for an hour or 16 hours, but you know it's been there for 16 hours.
But
I
they
don't know
say
that.
no semis
So
out here.
please, like, if you guys can write it down, I'll give you my email address. It's easier. Let me know when you,
Yeah, 'cause from what I was
or after
told,
this, I'll give everybody my email
from what I was
address.
told, they said, don't bring that truck out here. and
I
sit
remember
on
that.
the street.
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, it's blatant, like,
It's
that's
not
how
fair.
it was brought to me.
not
That's how
fair.
it was delivered to me, stern.
Oh, these
Don't
guys,
bring that truck out
I
here.
drive commercial vehicles myself.
And I never brought it out here to park it on the street,
They said something in my car, like, and it's
No, but-
not technically commercial, but that was a
Well,
few years
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
That was, but it's just, I get it.
But it's not just the semis too, it's the trucks, the pickups with the trailers. If you add the total length from the front of the pickup to the tail of the trailer, it's not legal to be on the street.
Since people are videotaping and I'd actually be videotaped, I don't want to say like what, but I know what trailer you're talking about.
We
If you
know,
know,
'cause
we
I've
know
had-
what trailer you're
I've
talking
had
about. I don't want to put that
conversations
out
with
there, put it on video, but we know what trailer it is. And that's been stickered several times.
Yeah, because this is an everyday occurrence.
I know.
Like, it makes no sense. Like, I've talked to him too several times.
Yeah, I have to.
Like, that's not my job. But it's a hindrance because at nighttime, like I said, we coming
You can't
around that
see it.
corner.
You can't
He
see
had
it.
parked the trailer is off. The trailer is the beginning of the pickup truck is at the beginning of the driveway. The end of the trailer is beyond now. It's going around the bend. If you coming around that bend at night and you don't watch that front, you're gonna
You're gonna
put
hit
that trailer.
that. You're gonna hit that.
This
Oh,
is every day.
I know that. That's why it's Gate, Chief Gate wanted to tell you, can you get over there so you know where the pickup is? Can you?
I think we discussed it before,
Yep.
and I think we acted on it, but I guess he's back.
Exactly, so I can understand why we're frustrated.
But no, that's for.
Because it's been like this for a long time. I've been in Darby. I'm still in your grade.
Sorry, man. I don't want to take away. Well, you're definitely gonna get your turn because.
Because we were talking about parking, we were
But
talking.
you guys, I don't want to take off your.
No, I'm
desk.
cool. I just,
Okay.
because you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
We're good.
Trust me, I'm right. I live there. I get it. Oh, sorry, but you are the next row, so perfect time.
My name is Sonia Green, and let me tell you my story. I live at 4 South Fifth Street, so I'm right there by the pizza shop, the barber shop, the Jamaican store, all kind of stuff. My house smells smoky all the time. I wake up thinking somebody's cooking, and I think my house is on fire. But we're not here to talk about that. We are here to talk about the parking. And if you feel that I'm frustrated, I am. I've been in Darby for 33 years. I raised both of my children here, where you can leave the door unlocked and go to work. Now I'm here to talk about the parking. So obviously, I'm telling you from where I live there, all the businesses, they park their car there more than 6 hours. They're there 3 and 4 and 5 days at a time. You leave out your house, anybody can get hurt, snatch you up, nobody gonna see. Communication, I communicated with the businesses and everything, and guess what? I was the one in court. I was the one that had to pay because they telling me here in Darby, mind my business because I don't own the street. Now, if I don't mind if you say, hey, a permit parking, but if I got to pay for permit parking, I want to make sure my car is in front of my house. Because I'm finding myself parking blocks and blocks away from where I live. I own my house and been paying taxes for about 15 years now, and I got to pray every time I come home that I got a parking space. No, I'm not saying that, hey, I can't park there every day, but a lot of times I can't park there at all, and I have groceries, and the stuff is heavy. Now, every time somebody runs for office, and everybody ring my bell, and you know, so you ran for public office, you know who I am. Sonia Green. Like, keep saying it. Now, everybody say, hey, give me a chance, give me a chance. I've seen the changes in Darden. Mismanagement of the money. And then everybody want to say, hey, let's give this person a chance, let's give this crew a chance, and we spending money and we're not getting no help.
Can we stick to parking?
I
want to address some of this stuff in parking.
Businesses can come and they can put stuff in the street so you can't park in front of their business, but their customers can park in front of your house. Everybody got a scam, but the homeowners and the people that's renting to be able to park there, it falls on deaf ear. So if I feel that right now I don't believe you guys, make a miracle. Perform something. Because if you want me to give you a chance, then you have to give me a chance. If I'm telling you, and I'm telling the same people for decades now, hey, this is the deal, this is the deal. And nothing is being done, but we sitting here and we discussing, hey, about parking, about this and about that. And I don't feel nothing's gonna be done. I believe the businesses wanna keep doing what they're doing, and the business that had the stuff got this big cement block in front of his business. So if you park there and somebody park behind you and something happens, that person can't get out. That's a safety hazard right there.
Ms. Green, can I address some of those?
Yes, you can.
Since I don't want to get too far ahead. It's that, Mark, when did I call you about the cement block?
We talked about it yesterday, and then we talked about it, I think about a week ago.
Yeah, it's like, so, unfortunately, I mean, that's why I say to everyone that please pick up the phone
I
and
did.
call.
I
No,
called
I'm
the
saying,
police.
no, you can call.
I call the police.
No, what I'm saying is call, I can't speak for anyone else, but I can speak for myself. I'm sorry, like, call me and I will be on it. Like, and that's the thing, unfortunately, there's not a lot of ordinances in place. That's the reason why we keep going back to the ordinances. We have to put these ordinances in place. So if they drop that, this is just there, this is not the whole council, this is just Darren talking. Is that if they drop that block on the street, I want that thing removed immediately. Because that's the way I look, but trust me, we will write the ordinance in place, to put it in place to make sure things like that happen. That's the reason why I tell you, when I talked to you that day, I was more pissed off than you think. I try not to because it's not fair. It's not fair that we live here, we own our homes, we work hard all day, and we gotta look at that stuff. So I'm on your side, just know that, but we gotta use our heads and put these things in place to stop these businesses from doing this. Because they're coming in and disenfranchising us, it's not fair. So that's the first, so that's gonna get addressed.
And the other businesses.
It's
You got the big trucks, you got about 5
exactly.
roads.
Well, we talked about all of them, but that's getting to give you a heads up. But the one thing I do want to talk about too is paying for parking permits. Is that because you did say about that as well? Is now again, this is what I'm trying to get done. This is not something that's in place or anything. I believe that everybody in this borough should at least have one car on the street. That's just. I mean, that's just.
I agree with you.
It's just at least one. Yeah, I mean, they should be able to get a free parking permit for one car on the street. There shouldn't be a cost to just park on our streets. Like, again, I have a car, I have 2 cars in my house too. But guess what? I have a driveway in the back, and I need to park in the back if I want another one. That's only one car to park on the street. That's just the way I see things. That's just the way I see it. It's something that, I don't know if that, I feel like God's shining down on me here.
We have all these different lots.
I'm gonna slide over.
Our vehicles in those empty lots.
But did you understand? I mean, it's like a good consensus. Does that make sense? Because tell me, you guys can. It's just by show of hands. It's something we can talk about later on.
I mean, I think it makes sense. I mean, I do. I think that, each home should have, at least one parking spot, one permit. Now, I know you said that you paid for it, but I think if you, like you said, you want more, they should have to pay for it. Because no matter how you look at it, our officers or our orders, they're not gonna come around the blocks every day and all the time. They're not gonna do that. So
Sure.
therefore, we would have to be more aware of, I wanna say like when calls are put in that we're having these issues that, tickets or whatever is being assessed. So, and even if they don't pay it, it doesn't make, in my mind, keep hitting them with it. Cause at some point, you want to pay up. You want to answer to it.
Totally agree. So, sorry, Ms. Gray, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you can continue. So I want to make sure I address those two. That was important for you.
Exactly, a lot of stuff is common sense.
Well, sense or not
we're
common
here,
sense.
we're here, but the businesses are not here. But we're here, but the businesses are not here.
So I want to make sure I got those right. That's,
Be notified.
so it's the parking of cars with the trucks for 3 to 5 days, they shouldn't be doing anyway. That's already in place. It's already there. So that's, Chief, that's on, right across the street from, was that Twin Beach? That corner, that block right there. You guys can go over there and stick some cars. There's parking of trucks there if you can. If you guys can.
Well, I know exactly what it is.
If they park there free, so that's already in place. But we want to address a lot of those other issues. Anybody else in that row?
I have a question.
Sure.
So you said that these ordinances are already in place. So like she was saying, so
Sure.
if the
What's your
truck-
name, ma'am? Sorry.
I'm her daughter, Sonia Green.
Okay.
So we live in the same household, on Fifth Street. So, we have 2 cars, and like you said, when we come home, there's no parking, and there are big trucks on the block. They have about 2 to 3 trucks on the block. And we had one on our street, which is no more than 3 houses on our block, and a pizza shop. And they parked the truck right there on the corner. So who do we call? If there's already.
Want to take that one?
But like you said, we had called the police and there was nothing they could do. They just said, oh, we'll write a ticket. But this truck was there for 3 days.
Well, we can write a ticket, and then if we find it comes back to a business, we can approach the business about it.
Well, and we even told the police where the business was. It was directly across the street.
You talking about the same business on the corner?
Yes, the same business.
Yeah. So they did some type of party stuff. So they'll have about 3 trucks. One on our block and then one further down the block. And then we have the other business right next door. It's got 2 cinder blocks there. So if you, like I said, you park your car in front of the cinder block, you tear your car up trying to get out. So it shouldn't be there because it's not the proper measurement for that parking spot.
And he called the cops on the neighbors because they parked their car in front of his building. And the cops came out and rang everybody's bell and said, who parked?
I'm sorry, who's
That's
he
not
though?
fair.
Who's here? Which business we talking about?
We talking about the one with the cinder block. We talking about Collins.
The construction
one
business?
on-
Yeah.
Two
Yeah,
garages?
Yeah.
the garage.
And it's not even parking in front of his garage. He gets upset if you park near the line.
Or 11 centimeter body line, but he is allowed to call the police and they come and tell you they will ticket your car. That's the reason why I'm frustrated because those businesses are calling you guys and you guys are telling us that we have no right, that we own the street.
Well, I can't speak to, we're saying that you don't have rights.
Well, the police rang our bell.
I wasn't there,
Well,
and
the
I
police rang the bell,
can't
and
speak for it.
so everybody, if it's your car, you have to move it because it's his business. But where I live, isn't that my business? Is my home my business?
That's something that's, I don't want to say it again, people are videotaping and we're asked not to be videotaped, but it's certain things that it will get addressed. That will get addressed. I don't want to cut you off, Ms. Grant.
Yeah, no, that was I just wondering, who do we call for those issues?
Yeah, definitely, I will call, what is the number to, the actual office? The 610 number, like when you got a car that's parked here for long, I wouldn't call 911, it's not an emergency type of situation. I don't want to tie those guys up.
Well, the easiest way is to call 911.
Yeah, so you think it's the best?
Yes.
That's a joke to me.
Because if you call the police station and you try to get in contact with me, if I'm not in there, the residents may think I'm not getting back to them.
Yeah,
And I'm not always in there.
gotcha.
Now, is there a phone number on the website?
No, definitely call 911.
That's
That's the best. Again, I'm not an officer. It was the best way for those guys to. What's that?
Fastest and best way to get in touch with.
Okay, so